Ja, oder?
Ja. Leute,
Wir bleiben mal auf der provokativen Schiene, oder?
Ja. Ja, bleib
Yet,
mal.
Megan only returned to Bexhill this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No, I often take work home with me.
Er hat kein Alibi.
Wie ist was? Ihn beschuldigen zu lügen,
Wie es Betty getan hat. Das trifft ihn halt hart, ne? Aber gut.
Wollen wir?
You are lying, Mr. Fraser. As was Betty when she hid the fact from you that she was seeing other men.
Betty was a very decent young woman. How dare you sully her memory?
Nein, ihn informieren, dass es einen Mörder zu finden gibt.
I am not interested in memories of her, Mr. Fraser. I am looking for a killer, and I need you to be my closest ally. That is, unless you have something to hide.
Of course I don't.
Très bien. So, what were we saying? Where were you yesterday evening?
I looked everywhere for her, but in vain. When she said she was going to have dinner with her sister on a weekday, I thought it was strange. I tried not to think about it, but I was like a lion in a cage. I was
A lion in a cage?
Lion. So I went round all the restaurants in the town.
Town?
When I didn't find her, I went to the next town.
Town.
But nothing.
Nothing.
I must have got home about midnight or 1 o'clock.
Did anybody see you?
I don't think so. I didn't talk to anybody. I was so furious.
Furious.
Das war der Typ, der sagt, wie geht das? Of what?
I knew I'd find you here, Poirot.
Above all
Tim's
else?
young man was here.
Yes, is all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Hat Donald ein Motiv für den Mord? Hat er ein Alibi? Er hat kein Alibi.
Ja.
Donald hätte am Strand sein und Betty ermorden können. That's the game. Hatte Donald ein Motiv für alle Morde? Nein. Nein. Donald hat vielleicht Betty ermordet, aber hat kein Motiv für den Mord an Mrs. Asher. Das ist das.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Japp to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Rekonstruieren wir den Spaß.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Sie gehen weiter.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Ja.
Jetzt hat sie sich umgezogen. Beziehungsweise ihre
Miss
Sachen
Betty
abgelegt. Ja?
enters the hut.
Genau.
She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat.
Sie gehen noch weiter.
Ja, es ist so weit vorne.
Warte, nein. Er hat sie doch verführt, richtig?
Nee, das muss aber erst später. Sie muss ja weiter vor ihm laufen,
They
damit
keep
er das
walking.
oder?
Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise.
Ich habe gedacht, sie
The
lässt da
body
vorne und jetzt
falls,
den Gürtel ab.
lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Okay. Aber warum hat sie den Gürtel ausgezogen?
Ja, ich dachte, er zieht
Without
ihr
the
jetzt von
ABC, we
hinten
might
den
have
Yeah.
Gürtel ab.
suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous?
Obwohl, na, wenn die halt
The
so
murderer
knickknack.
seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Naja, dann.
Also haben wir auch diesen Fall
There is no doubt about it.
gelöst. In Anführungszeichen.
Tschüss, Betty.
Ja, genau. Tschüss, Betty. Tschüss, Grabbi.
Und die Möwen da.
Und da wieder ins klapperte Taxi, ey.
Geil. Also die Eier
Back to
schaukeln.
London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Richtig. Wir haben den Fall offensichtlich gelöst.
Gelöst im Sinne von, es war Herr ABC.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
Ich auch.
Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC.
Langsam romantic, ne? Ever yours, ey.
Ich wusste, dass es bei dir schon wieder so
Hear that,
kommt.
Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard.
Ist heute der 30.?
Da
No
steht der
time to
30.
lose.
auf
We
dem
must prepare
Kalender.
our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Ja, es ist doch hell.
Aber warum kommt der Brief dann erst jetzt? Pyramidenförmiger Schnurrbart. Ach, den muss
Schick.
ich mir jetzt auch erstmal wieder hier zurechtzupfen.
Genau. Erstmal den Check. Warum hat er eigentlich überall diese japanischen
Miss
Gemälde?
Hastings tore the envelope.
Oh, vielleicht ist es auch was, das in Büchern vorkommt. Ich weiß noch nicht. Können wir die wieder vergleichen?
Die Adresse auf dem
Schreibtisch?
Umschlag ist falsch. Der Mörder hat White Horse Mansions geschrieben. Ist das ein Fehler?
Aha.
Hastings hat den Umschlag was? Nor known at Wire Horse Mansions. Was? Try Wire Haven Mansions.
Not known. Not known as.
Okay, das wurde handschriftlich auf jeden Fall geschrieben.
Poor Mr. Poirot. Not so good at this little criminal.
Ja, okay. Leider ist der
Müssen wir
Brief
dann
zu
nochmal an den
spät bei
Schreibtisch
uns
schreiben?
angekommen. Ja, wir gucken mal. Genau, mit den
Wahrscheinlich.
anderen ABC-Briefen vergleichen.
Ah, okay. Klick, klack, klick, klack.
Daily Flicker. July 13th,
Daily Flicker.
1935. ABC affair. No progress. The alphabet murderer is still on the run. Ever since the police found the connection between the Bexhill and Andover affairs, the inquiry has barely progressed. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately, they have not yet helped to find him. Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill Horror. Young maid strangled on the beach. Killer struck at midnight.
Das ist aber der Daily
is not a
irgendwas,
good
ne?
time.
Daily Bugle,
Der Daily Flicker. Das ist der
der
beste.
Daily Flicker.
Ist nicht der beste Zeitpunkt, okay? Was müssen wir machen? Scotland Yard anrufen, den neuen Brief mit den anderen ABC-Briefen vergleichen. Dann rufen wir erstmal an.
Hello, chap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back.
Nimm doch mal so ein ABC-Buch, da steht es doch drin. Jetzt
It is
vergleichen.
not a good time.
Wieso nicht?
Sollen wir was noch machen?
Ja. Schnurrender Kater. Oh, das war eine Auszeichnung, sich einfach zu setzen.
It is not a...
Warum ist jetzt nicht der richtige Zeitpunkt, die Briefe zu vergleichen?
Willst du die draufziehen?
Ich guck gerade, ja.
Pour Mr. Poirot.
Ja, ja, ist gut.
It is not...
Nicht der richtige Zeitpunkt.
It is not a good time.
Okay, Mr. Hercule Poirot.
Was anderes, Mann, der Bruder? Oh, wir können mit Hastings reden.
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Ja, Ordnung ist das halbe Leben, Hastings.
Order and method are always necessary, regardless
Wenn
of
das keine
circumstances.
Ego-Punkte gibt, war ich auch nicht.
Okay, okay.
Danke.
I'll let you pack them.
Or the same. It really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess. Voila. It only took a minute.
Der ist so süß, ey.
You were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does.
Genau.
Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings.
Oder war einfach die Deutsche
We
Post
should
schuld?
also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Also, I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Sollen wir noch irgendwas anschauen? Das Blau da ist irgendwie so...
Können wir jetzt die Briefe vergleichen? Oh ja, sieht gut aus.
Right, let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have seen.
Mhm.
Yes, this eye is.
Nein, du sollst das I anklicken.
However, the character. Yes, the eye characters. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. Yes, the A appear.
Immer wieder dasselbe?
That's right.
Muss ich...
The A characters in the two letters.
Das weh.
I have to find... The W is not printed properly.
Und hier auch nicht.
Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Ja, das ist irgendwie klar.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Warum kommt die Benachrichtigung des Mörders so spät? Es gibt einen White Horse Whisky. Teil des Umschlags mit einer falschen Adresse.
Das könnte
Das
die
ist es.
sein. Ja.
Der C-Brief wurde am richtigen Datum versandt. Der Brief wurde wegen einer fehlerhaften Adresse zu spät zugestellt. Natürlich.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard.
Hastings, nicht drängeln.
Poirot, the telephone...
Ja, ich gehe ja schon. Drängeln Sie mich nicht, Hastings.
I have some news from Churston. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London.
Aha.
A wealthy man. He retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea.
Und jetzt haben wir die Verbindung.
Antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Halskrankheiten. Beide hatten irgendwas Hustenmäßiges oder mit der Stimme. Beide Opfer könnten bei ihm gewesen sein. Könnten.
Ey, dieses fließende Wasser war ja richtig hart assi grad, ne?
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon.
Marschallschnurrbart. Geil. Läuft bei mir.
This place is very calming.
Sehr kleiner Kaninchenbauch.
Ja, Kaninchen sind ja nicht besonders groß.
Aber doch nicht so klein.
The sight is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening.
Vielleicht hat er in das Loch da reingekackt.
Jap has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth. A signet ring, very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms.
1587 stand da drauf. Das Geld wieder da. Kein
Nothing
Raub.
appears to be missing from this wallet.
Northern Ireland.